Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about why it is critically important for you to fulfill your desires. Welcome to the channel. This is the place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you. My friends, everything is there for you, ready and waiting to be activated. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel. I'm going to talk today about desires, about, our dreams, our heart's longings, why they're not only natural and normal, but why it's so important for us to fulfill them. I've never heard any other coach talk about this in this way, and I intend that it's really going to sink in for you and allow you to get into wish fulfilled faster and out of the mental pain of not having your desire. Because that's what is happening, right? When we are really wanting something, it hurts. It hurts. It's like hunger and thirst. It is visceral. So let's talk about that. Craving things. And when I talk about craving things, I'm talking about, things like money, love, a stable job, relationships, the things that are really our heart's desire, the things that we really want, they are cravings. And our body has cravings. The cravings we experience in our body are part of our bodily functions. When we feel thirst, that means we are meant to go drink something, like we are meant by that signal of thirst to go get a cup of water, right? It's meant to influence our behavior so that we help ourselves, so that we give our body what it needs, and it needs water in that moment. Same thing with hunger, right? When we feel hunger, it's a signal from our body. It's like, hey, we got to get out of this state and into another state. I want to merge with some food. I want you to put it in your mouth and digest it. We're going to become one with it and get the nutrients and the calories and all the good stuff. Our minds work the same way, right? When we get a craving for something, when we're like, it's typically because we have been in a state of not having that, right? This binary kind of ebb and flow that everything follows, right? Nature follows it, night and day, high tide, low tide, hungry, not hungry, thirsty, not thirsty. Desiring, wish fulfilled. Those are the two that your mind use. Desiring, wish fulfilled. Those are the two binary signals that your mind, your consciousness, because I don't really distinguish consciousness from your mind. To me, they're the same thing. Those are the signals of the two primary states to me of that you're bouncing between. Some people call this contrast. This is right? The contrast. How do you know if you're hungry if you haven't experienced not being hungry? You need the opposites to play with each other, the contrast to be able to toggle between the two states. And the toggling, that's life force, right? The beating of your heart, the ebb and flow, the yes and no, the black and white. This toggling is what is the essence of life. That's what life is. So let's get back to why it's critically important to fulfill our desires. So these two states of our mind, desiring, wish fulfilled, right? This craving, this yearning for a different state of consciousness is how our mind regulates itself. It's what keeps us evolving. It's what keeps us moving towards, bigger and better states of consciousness. It's only in, being broke and poor and experiencing that we really truly appreciate wealth. It's only in being without love for such a long time and that craving and the yearning that builds up year after year that when we move into a state of consciousness of love, of abundance, of whatever, that we're like, oh, yes, it's a relief. It feels like a relief, just like when you take that drink of water after being really, really thirsty, or that bite of food after being really, really hungry, right? Just like pain, mental pain, emotional pain is a signal to us not to go somewhere, right? When we put our hand too close to the stove or to a fire, our body sends us a signal of pain. That means don't go there. The mind does the same thing. Our mind, when we think a thought that is representative of a state of consciousness that we are not supposed to be in because it's not healthy for us, it's not where we're supposed to be, it's not a good place to dwell very long, we get emotional pain. We get a little ping of like, oh, that really hurts. That hurts. And that's our signal. Don't go there. Don't do that. Don't think that. Don't believe that. That's our signal from our mind. Same thing. So we have these natural safeguards, these natural regulatory cravings, and then relief, fulfillment that we get that just keeps us moving forward. It keeps us having experiences. It keeps us stimulated. It keeps us growing. It keeps us healthy. That's what health is, right? To me, being unhealthy is getting stuck. Being unhealthy is ignoring those signals, right? Getting a desire, talking ourselves out of it. Oh, I'm not really we would think the same thing if we did this with bodily signals. If I was really thirsty and I talked myself out of it because the price of water was just too high and I can't afford to drink today, how unhealthy is that? Like, that's really unhealthy. My body is telling me to drink, so drink. But we do this with our dreams. We do this with our desires, the things we really want, the things our heart is craving, our heart. Like a relationship, like abundance, like a career that we love, like a car that we enjoy driving, joy, things that will bring us joy. We do that. We talk ourselves out of. And then somehow, in not fulfilling those desires, we end up in these prolonged states of unhappiness, misery, depression. It's all of this stuff is really easily solved. Go do what you want to do. Live your dreams. Live your dreams. Fulfill your desires. That's why it's critically important when you get a craving in your mind, when you really are craving something, you're meant to have it. It is no different than being hungry, thirsty, wanting to breathe, wanting to fulfill a bodily desire, a basic human bodily desire. Same thing with the desires for things that, they're not really meeting a bodily function, like our dreams for a car or that trip to Sweden, or for whatever it is. Your heart is suddenly like, I need this, I want this, I'm craving this. It is critically important to move into the state of wish fulfilled, because then you're taking that signal, you're meeting it for yourself. And the beauty about wish fulfilled is that you can move into wish fulfilled pretty quickly. And how we do that, how do we get into wish fulfilled? This is always the question, right? We need to see it out there. But wish fulfilled is actually mental rehearsal, right? When we are anticipating something, when we're hungry and we're anticipating what we're going to eat, oh my gosh, when I get home, I'm going to crack open that box of mac and cheese and I'm going to cook it up and we can taste the creaminess of the noodles. Like, we're mentally rehearsing right there. That is mental rehearsal. And this is how and why you will feel relief when you move into the state of wish fulfilled. You may not see the outward expression of the wish fulfilled quite yet, but that's the first step. We have to move into the mental rehearsal phase of wish fulfilled. That's how we do it. But we don't let ourselves go there unless we know it's going to be true. Right? If I told you tomorrow, I'm going to put you on a train and you're going to go on a train ride across Canada. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, sure. If I handed you a ticket and I said, okay, you're going to go on a train ride across Canada tomorrow, and you saw, oh, on the ticket date, it does say tomorrow and my name is on the ticket. You would, at that point, allow yourself to move into the mental rehearsal stage. You would start packing. You would start thinking about, oh my gosh, I wonder what I'm going to see. You would start thinking about what you're going to eat on the train, right? You mentally rehearse what is going to happen because our minds are predictive, and you've moved into wish fulfilled at that point, right? You're not on the train yet. The train hasn't left yet. You're not going to the station prematurely and being like, but I'm supposed to be on this train. No, you are in a state of mental rehearsal where you're preparing yourself for this experience, right? You're practicing the experience in your mind. You're experiencing it now, right? And the minute that you accept that, the minute that you accept it and let it be true and move into mentally rehearsing it, it's a relief. It should feel relieving to you, right? Just like with anything that we want. When we move, if I ask you, do you have it yet? And you say, oh yeah, I got it. Like, it's mine. It's mine. You have that conviction. It's mine. It's because you've been mentally rehearsing it, because you've accepted it as true and real and inevitable. That's what's happening to me. If you're like, no, it hasn't manifested, what am I doing wrong? If you're asking all of those questions, you're not mentally rehearsing it yet. I can tell you that right now. That's the difference. That's what wish fulfilled feels like. And in our minds, the minute, right? Remember the example of giving you the train ticket. The minute you accept it as true, right? That train ticket could have been totally fake. I could have totally pulled one over on you and that train ticket is fake, but you've been mentally rehearsing it as if it's true, right? This is why sometimes when, say, an event gets canceled and you're so disappointed, even though it hadn't actually happened yet, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so disappointed in this, because you had been mentally rehearsing the experience already. So the point is, that state is very powerful. Allowing yourself to mentally rehearse something, to be in it, preparing for it, experiencing it before it actually happens in 3D. That is what the desire is asking us to do, right? We feel the desire. We accept that, okay, it's true. I'm going to get this. Like, the desire is the signal that I am meant to have this. I am supposed to have it. It's healthy for me to have this desire. It's healthy for me to fulfill this wish. It is healthy. It's healthy. It's natural. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's when we delay that, when we focus so much on the wrong things, or not allowing ourselves to have it, right? Talking ourselves out of it, that we perpetuate these mentally painful states of wanting. Because that's not really where we're meant to be, right? That mental pain, we're not supposed to be there for very long. We're not supposed to be there for years. We're not supposed to be thirsty for years, or hungry for years, or tired for years. Something is off. Remember, if we're there, if we identify with that and say, oh yeah, this is, to me, is what the essence of depression is. It's what the essence of, unfulfillment is. It's just not allowing ourselves to go there. So go there. That's a sign that it's yours. And you've heard this, but I want you to think of it as a bodily function. This is your mind telling you it's craving. Give in to the craving. Surrender to the craving. Surrender to it. Give it to yourself. Because real and not real, true and not true, again, is an arbitrary decision that we've made, right? There's nothing external to us that has power over us that can determine that except us. We are arbitrarily assigning it. I explained this more in a video a couple weeks ago that was really banging. Check it out above. But it's all just consciousness. It's all just stories that are coming up that we get to say, true, not true, true, not true, true, not true, right? And there is no essence inherently in any of them that is like, oh yeah, that's true because it's actually true. No, it's our assignment of truth. So when you get the craving, fulfill it for yourself. There's no need to stay in mental hunger and thirst and desiring and the pain that causes. There's no need to stay there. You're allowed to go there. Allow yourself to go there. Give in to your natural mental functions of desiring and fulfilling. Desiring, fulfilling, right? That's the binary. Just like bodily functions, hungry, not hungry, thirsty, not thirsty. Give in to the craving. Allow yourself to have it. Satisfy the craving. Move into the experience. Mentally rehearse because it's already yours. You are allowed to mentally rehearse. That's what means, think as if you're the person who has it. That's what people mean, right? Just like I told you, you're going on a train trip tomorrow. Are you getting ready for it? Are you living like, okay, I got to go pack, I got to do this? And you can do that all in your mind, right? You're doing it in your mind. You are literally thinking as someone who is going on a train trip. So allow yourself. It's critically important that you fulfill your desires, move out of states of pain and longing and wanting and into fulfillment. Because that is the resting state. Fulfillment is the resting state. So the desiring is the, right? The desiring is the agitated state. And so these two play together to move you forward, to keep your mind healthy, to keep you evolving mentally, emotionally. So, and your consciousness to keep it pumping, keep it going, keep it flowing. Got to keep it flowing. So, let me know what you thought. Drop a comment below. I'm happy to engage with you. Thanks for watching. If you need a free tool to help you with resilience, emotional mastery, I have it in the description box below. And thanks again. I'll catch you guys later.